YouTube, what it do if y'all see some smoke? I'm on these real bad, folks. But we got an important topic to talk about today. Really important. Like, this might be the most important thing that you ever learn from my page. One of the most important things. We're just gonna talk about life. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. So, one of the most important lessons I had to learn, especially for like the past couple years, you know what I mean? Can't nobody love you how you love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, you can't expect love from other people. And also, what you might think is love, another person might not think of the same values. You know what I mean? What you think love is might not be love to somebody else. So it's really important when you go, I wouldn't say don't go looking for love, but when you find it, make sure that, you know what I mean, y'all both agree to the same values of love. You know what I mean? Just really take time to study people. You can't make nobody stay in your life. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you say I did this and I did that, at that point you're victimizing yourself. And at that point you're not loving yourself. If you can't let go, which I've been there before, but you might have a problem. You might have a problem. Some people have problems. And it's okay to have a problem. But self-accountability is the first route to go. Like, just taking accountability that, you know what I mean? Like, I need help. And help can be going to talk to God, talk to a higher power, a therapist, the lady, or whatever, you know what I mean, you want to call it. Whatever your way of dealing with things in a positive aspect, whatever's going to help you be you, go do that. Sometimes we have to go through periods of being alone. It's okay to be alone. Find out what you really like to do. Find out what you love to do. Love yourself. Date yourself. Take yourself out. You know what I mean? Buy yourself something nice. Buy yourself something that you always wanted. I mean, it's important to do these things so you feel love within and you don't have to go looking for it from someone else. Because if you place your happiness into somebody else, you're going to be walking on eggshells. Because the moment that they're not making you happy, the moment that they leave, walk out the door, you're going to feel like you got nothing left. And it just comes down to loving yourself and getting to know yourself and dating yourself. Like, just truly taking some time to be alone, dealing with nobody, having no relations, sitting in the house by yourself. Rather you scrolling on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, but you learn yourself and you being happy within yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being celibate. There's nothing wrong with not having a boo. There's nothing wrong with I'm focused on me and my grind right now. I tell people all the time, like, excuse me. I tell people all the time, like, at the end of the day, all you really got is yourself. Mama, sorry, Ma, but she gonna go one day. You ain't gonna have her all the time. You only get one mama. And when I'm gone, you gotta be able to stand up on your own too. When your dad gone, you gotta be able to stand up on your own too. Like, when everybody in your family, they can't help you, you gotta be able to help yourself. That's what it really comes down to. If you ain't watched one of my past videos, I forgot the name of it, but I was explaining how She's not yours. It's just your time. Same for females. He don't belong to you. He don't. I don't care how much he love you. It's just your turn. Your turn might end when he dies. It might end tomorrow. It might end right now. You and your significant other, your partner, the person you're dealing with, your boo, whatever you want to call it, might decide to come home and end things right now. So at the end of the day, you gotta have yourself. Pour love into yourself. Pour life into yourself. I think we focus on treating other people how we want to be treated, but we never get treated how we want to. Not all of us, but some of us. It's because of the standards that we set for ourselves. Like, you gotta have boundaries. And I know it's not easy. In fact, it's hard. It's hard sometimes setting boundaries and knowing when to forgive and knowing when to move on and things like that. But it really comes down to loving yourself and what you yourself are going to accept. Are you going to accept somebody that comes in at 3 o'clock in the morning every day? For me, I can't accept that. But you might be able to accept that. It might not be a deal breaker to you. You might understand that life. Whatever. You gotta realize what you're willing to accept and what you're willing to deal with. I'm not looking at you less than a person because you're willing to deal with something that I'm not. It works for you. What works for you might not work for me. I'm just saying, like, it's a lot of things that I don't deal with or tolerate because I don't got time for it. Like, I'm focused on me. I'm focused on the grind. And I feel like that's how everybody should be, you know what I mean? It's not easy. It's going to always be distractions. You know what I mean? People come in your life, but they only distract you if you let them. People can only, I'm going to say it again. Excuse me, y'all. I don't know. My allergies been acting up, but I'm going to say it again. People only can distract you if you let them. Why are you letting somebody distract you from your real goal and your real purpose? That means like you're easily shifted. You can't be one of those people that, oh, I'm not going to go to work tonight because so-and-so said she might come over, or he said he going to come through and I ain't going to work tonight. Well, you better take your butt to work. When it all come down, they ain't going to really be there. And it sucks to have that type of mindset. Like, you know what I mean? Feel like you can't depend on nobody, but I'm not saying that you can't. What I'm saying is, if you always dependent on somebody else, that's not a good thing. To always be dependent on someone else, whether it's financially, emotionally, physically, you know what I mean? In any type of way. I'm not saying that you can't depend on somebody, because some people you can, but it's not good to always depend on somebody. Sometimes you gotta depend on self. Like, self-accountability it's not easy to do. Like, let's be real. It's not easy to hold yourself accountable. It's not easy to hold yourself accountable to a certain standard, to a certain level of peace. It's just not easy. I hear people all the time talking about, I stayed through this, I stayed through that. He did this, she did that. She cheated, he cheated, woo, woo. But it's like, you stayed. At some point, we have to hold ourselves accountable. Like, yeah, that person they might have not treated you right, or they might have not did right by you, but you settled for that. You can't hold no one accountable but yourself. Sometimes we hurt our own feelings. Like, we always, you know what I mean? We say this person did this to us, this person did that. And I'm not saying that you're wrong to care. Of course, you know, everybody got feelings, whether you male, female, alien, Darth Vader, whatever you are, or however you identify yourself, that's none of my business. But we all got feelings. There's nothing wrong with having them, but having self-accountability on what's going on and being aware, you just have to be. You can't sit up here and blame someone else for how they make you feel when you allowing it. People all the time tell me, oh, my partner or this person makes me mad, or I go to work and I feel the bad vibes. And bro, happiness is a choice. Being at peace is a choice. You know what I mean? When you wake up or you go to bed, you have that option to say, hey, today it broke me, but I'm not going to let tomorrow break me. When you wake up, you have that option to say, hey, today's going to be a good day or it's going to be a bad day. And I'm not saying every day going to be a good day. I never said that. But your good day should always outweigh your bad days. And it's a mindset thing. It really is. Like, if you think about it, if you choose to be happy and say, I'm going to be happy, then you start finding yourself being happy. Like, look, I know this corny, but like, let's take a minute right now. If you sad and you mad, or, you know what I mean, you feeling weird or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you might feel right now, just look in the mirror, or you don't even gotta look in the mirror. You ain't gotta take a break from this video, but smile. Just, you know what I mean, even if it's fake, just, you know what I mean, smile. Smile. Like, don't it feel good to smile? Like, don't lie. Don't lie to yourself. I know it feels good to smile. Smile, laugh. You know what I mean? Just take a break from life, its worries, whatever is bothering you. If it is something bothering you, you might be good today, but I'm just saying, smile. And eventually you find yourself being happy. Happiness might last 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, but it's a choice. When you sad or you mad, you're allowing yourself to feel that way. When you feel down or defeated, it's a mindset thing. Now, I'm not saying it's not normal to feel that way. Of course it is. But you have to be strong enough mentally to overcome a lot of stuff that you go through. A lot of stuff is just mental, bro. It's just mental. Like, they always say the body can endure a lot. A lot is mental. You ever seen a guy working out, or it ain't even gotta be a guy, somebody just working out, and they get like to that last rep, and they feel like, I can't do no more. That's their body. But in their mind, the mind will keep going. It'll keep pushing. It's a mindset thing, though. If you tell yourself, I can't do it, you ain't gonna be able to do it. But if you have that mindset of, I got this, I'm overcoming this situation, you know what, I'm straight, I'm happy, or, you know what I mean, I got this, 2 more sets, whatever it is, any life situation, it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing for real. And I'm just on here today to try to push somebody to get to a new mindset. Whether you struggling from poverty, lack of, whether you dealing with somebody or an emotion and you don't know how to feel, somebody that done you wrong, or somebody walked out your life, let me tell you something, bro. If somebody walk out your life, they ain't for you. Point blank period. There's more fish in the ocean, bro. And like I said, when you find the next fish, it don't belong to you. It's just your turn. It's really just your turn. And your expiration date, you don't know when it's gonna be. You don't know when you're gonna die. You don't know when that person gonna die. You don't know when that person gonna leave. You, in fact, don't know when you're gonna leave. But when you leave, you know that you're leaving. Same with that person. And another thing, you can't make nobody stay in your life. You could be a good person, perfect. Well, I can't say perfect because no one's perfect, but in your sense, you could be perfect. You can do all the right things that you think, but to that person, that might not be enough. And we have to realize that. Like, we might feel like some people ask for too much or want too much from us. And we have to accept what we're willing to give. And if someone makes you feel like you're not enough, maybe you're just not enough for that person. It's not the right person. So if someone wants to walk out your life, not saying just easily give up, because good things are worth fighting for. But don't fight in a fight that's inevitable to lose. If someone wants to walk out that door, then let them. You know what I mean? For yourself. You know what I mean? So you don't continue to drag something on and hurt yourself more. Because that's what that's going to do. If someone tells you, hey, I don't want to be your friend, or I don't want to deal with you anymore, this ain't working out between us, or your boss tell you, you know what, our job relationship, it ain't gonna work, we're gonna have to let you go. Whether you get fired, dumped, broken up with, left alone, it's okay. It's better things out there for you. Like, for real. Why stress over something that you can't control? You can't control someone else's feelings or emotions. You can try. Rather it's doing nice things or buying them things. You can try, but you can't buy nobody love. You can't buy nobody to care for you. You just simply can't. What you can do is love yourself. That's facts right there. You can love yourself. And that's what it really comes down to, loving yourself. And there's nothing wrong with loving yourself and putting yourself first. I'm going to say it again. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself and putting yourself first. Point blank, period. Who else going to do it? Because I guarantee other people in the world are going to be selfish. Nothing wrong with being selfish. All my life I've been told I'm selfish. But it's because I'm aware. Mentally, like, I got to do for me. Ain't nobody else gonna do for me. Ain't nobody else gonna have my best interest. Yes, you can feel like you have someone else's best interest, but do you really? Do you really have their best interest? At the end of the day, only that other person can answer that. You know what I mean? What you might think is someone's best interest might not be what they think is their best interest. And even if you are their best interest, or that situation is what you think is best for them, at the end of the day, they don't have to follow what you believe. They don't. And you can't force no one to either. That's trying to control the narrative, and you can't control it. It's inevitable. You can't control the narrative. Now, what you can do is control yourself, your emotions. You know what I mean? Where you're at in life, your goals, your dreams, you can control that. Can you control what's going to happen when you go and chase your dreams? No, you can't. But you can control how you react. If I'm dealing with somebody and they make me mad and I go choke slam and I'm in jail, I controlled that situation. I wasn't in control of me. So I let my emotions and my anger outweigh my logical thinking. And that's what happened in a lot of situations, which is life. When people blow up and do dumb things, I'm talking about stuff that they, like, you ever did something dumb and you just like, you look back on it like, why did I do that? Like, I know I shouldn't have did that, but I still did it. It's because you was moving out of emotions, bruh. Sometimes you gotta sit back, sit down, think, use your brain. Be logical. Sometimes emotions can cause us to make the wrong decisions. You stayed in that relationship because your emotions. You stayed at that job. For one, I know you needed to check. That's what we go to work for. But you stayed at that job because you was emotionally connected to the money. You was emotionally connected to the coworkers. You was emotionally connected to going to work. But logically, you knew that shit didn't make sense. Logically, you knew that person wasn't good enough for you. Or not even good enough for you, but you knew they wasn't good to you. Logically, you knew this person wasn't loving you how you wanted to be loved. Logically, you knew that situation wasn't gonna play out in your best interest. Logically, it's a lot of stuff that we knew logically. You know what I mean? Whether we took the time to think about it or we thought about it later, we knew that wasn't good. It wasn't good for us. Sometimes we have to emotionally detach ourselves from that situation or from that person and think logically. Just think. Think with your brain. And I'm not going to always say you're going to think in the best. Because me, I'm an overthinker. I always think the worst. But I always try to think about what's going to go wrong or the worst so I'm prepared for it. Now, I'm not saying I always think like, oh, woo, this is going to happen. I think optimistically. I think that the cup is half full and not half empty. But I also, logically, I know this job, okay, if I die, they're going to replace me within a matter of 2 weeks. If I get sick and I can't go to work, logically, they're going to let me go. If I don't make great at job today for next week, logically, they're going to let me go. If I'm not being a good worker up to their standards, logically, they're going to let me go. If I don't do this for her or him, logically, I know they're going to let me go. You want to really be around an environment like that? Like, use your common sense. And I ain't talking bad about nobody because I done been in these situations myself. You know what I mean? Everybody has. It's life. And life is a learning experience. You have to learn. And that's what life is about, really, is taking a mistake, or not even necessarily a mistake, but taking something that has happened to you and learning from it. Whether you got your heart broke, you learn from it. Whether you trusted someone and you knew you shouldn't have, or you thought you could trust someone and they proved that they couldn't, it's a life lesson. You learn from that. Not saying you should hoard that to the next job or the next relationship or whatever. No, you shouldn't, but learn from it. Learn from it. There's nothing wrong with saying, that person taught me how to do this. This job taught me that. I learned from it. And I thought logically. When it wasn't in my best interest, I thought logically. I emotionally detached myself from the situation and thought logically. There's nothing wrong with thinking logically and thinking smart. Now, what you think is thinking smart. Now, it might not be the best for right now. Sometimes you gotta let the situation blow over in the wind and pray to God, the higher power, the earth, Buddha, whoever you know what I mean, you look to. I don't know, I'm not here to judge about that. Me, personally, I believe in God. But search within yourself too. Like, you just gotta really know yourself. And to know yourself, it takes time. We're young, whether you're young, old, middle-aged, a teenager, younger than that, it takes time. And it's not a race. Life is not a race. It's a marathon, literally. The marathon doesn't stop until the day you die. You think it's not people out here 70, 80 making money? Millionaires, bruh. Grind don't stop. Life don't stop. Whether you lose a job, you lose a partner, just don't lose yourself. And I'm not saying it's easy. I've lost myself before. I did. You know what I mean? But I found myself. I found what I like to do. I found what makes me happy. You know what I mean? I dated myself for a while. I was celibate for a while, long time, long time, by choice. Just because, not because I was hurt, because I didn't want to deal with nobody. I didn't want to get off my grind. I didn't want to stop my purpose to focus on something else. Why would I do that? So for that person to turn around when you feel like you didn't get your all to somebody, you know you messed up. Why are you giving your all to somebody, bro? Your all should go to yourself. Now you can dish out pieces of your heart or pieces of yourself to different people, but giving them your all, self comes first. And it might sound selfish and it might sound wrong because that's what society has taught us. To give that relationship your all. Give that job your all. No, bruh. Give yourself comes first. If you can't go to work and be mentally okay, how is you gonna work? Because we all know if we ain't okay mentally, we can't do nothing right. We can't even drive right. People done gotten into accidents because they wasn't mentally okay. Their mind was on something else. You ever been at work and it just seems like you can't do the most simplest thing that you done did 1,000 times right because your mind not in it. I've even done it. I've been cutting somebody's hair before and blank out because my mind wasn't right. I wasn't thinking. Well, I was actually thinking, but my mind wasn't right. I wasn't logically in that space right there and there. It's like going to work and you just got your heart broke. You know that's gonna be one of the worst days at work, bruh. You fighting tears all day. We all been there, bro. We all been there. But you cannot fight and fight. That's inevitable. If you know you're losing, I ain't saying just give up. Because if you believe in something, stand on it. But put yourself first. Love yourself. Think about you. Love you. Care about you. Care about self. For real. That's pretty much the message that I just want to give to somebody. You know what I mean? It's something important that I feel like we all have to learn. It's just learning about ourselves. What makes us happy. How to care for ourselves. How to love ourselves. Be there for ourselves. Be accountable to ourselves and our actions. Be accountable for our emotions. Knowing how to deal with our emotions. And I'm not saying all that is easy. It's definitely not. I feel like as a human race, we have it hard. And I'm not going to make this a sex thing because men and women have it hard. Especially if you're African American or you're of a different ethnic. Just in the world, we have it hard. It's not easy. It ain't meant to be easy. Honestly, I don't think life is meant to be a breeze in the wind. Sometimes we look at other people in their life, aka social media, and we compare ourselves. But little do we know, like social media, it's a highlight reel. No one's telling you how much they put in work and all them sleepless nights, all the times they cry, all the emotions they dealt with. No one's letting you know that. You think Elon Musk, the person that owns Twitter, didn't have hard times, bro? He's one of the most richest people on earth. Same with the guy that owns Amazon. Same with Bill Gates, who owns Microsoft. You think these guys didn't have a hard life? I guarantee that. I mean, their life might not have been as hard as yours, but everybody go through their own battles, bruh. And I think that's what we fail to realize. Like, we just see the social media. We see people taking trips. We see the money that they bringing in. We see, oh, God, or whoever made them a millionaire, they made themselves a millionaire, or whatever the case may be. half the time we don't see half of the stuff that they done did. Half the time they done sacrifice. Half of the time, some of these people didn't work so much that they lost their wife. They lost their kids because they wasn't there. That's the sacrifice they put in. Now, I'm not saying that was right, but maybe it was right for them. It made them who they are today. You know what I mean? They put themselves first. Not saying neglect your kids. Sometimes, you know what I mean? You gotta go to work. you gotta do some type of work. Your kids gonna understand that later. They might not understand it as kids, but they will. And if someone, your wife, your girl, your mom, somebody in your life don't understand, they not for you, bro. Sometimes family don't be for you neither. Sometimes, I hate to say it, but generational curses might pass along in your brother or your sister, but not you. Your brother, sister, mama, daughter, not daughter, but grandma. There might have been some toxic people, bro. Might have been some poor mindset people. But logically, you gotta say, you know what, this stopped with me. Self-accountability. Yeah, my mom whooped me. Ooh, or whatever. But I'm not whooping my kids. Self-accountability. You know what I mean? It starts and it stops somewhere. At the end of the day, y'all, learn to love yourself. Learn to hold yourself accountability. Accountable. Learn to be happy with yourself. Learn to be alone. Learn these skills. It's important in life for you to know. With that being said, all right, I'm out of here, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how y'all feel about this topic. If y'all got something to add, something positive to say, please drop it in the comments. Subscribe to my channel for more videos, more updates. We drop it every week, if not 2 or 3 times a week now. That's a promise to y'all. I don't even care if I got to get on here and just vent, whatever. We doing it. Turn on the notification bell so you're notified when I do drop a new video. And that's, you know what I mean? Stay tuned. We on the road to 2K subscribers. I can't say we halfway there, or we halfway there, I guess. You know what I mean? We like at 1.1K something. So make sure you subscribe. Share this video, because you never know who it's going to help. If it helped you, share it. If it didn't, it might help your friend, your mom, significant other. It might help whoever can relate to this topic, whoever going through something, whoever dealing with self-love issues. Just share this video, because I feel like this is something important that we all need to learn, something that we all need to think logically about. So share this video. And also like this video so I can get more views. Like, you know what I mean? I can get paid more. Help your boy out with some money, because, hey, I got 2 kids. Like this video. It helps the algorithm. All right, y'all. I'm out.